At first, I worked as a courier and slept in a dormitory not far from the Tekstilshiki metro station. This went on for 3 months, and then my company no longer needed courier services, so I had no money to pay for the dorm. That's how I literally ended up on the street. The most interesting thing is that all this time I had, and still have, an apartment in Gachina. No one stopped me from going back there. But I didn't want to. There's no work there, it's hard to find any, and I have neither relatives nor friends. If you had a choice, to start from scratch in Moscow or to start from scratch in Gachina, you probably wouldn't choose the latter either. For a few days, I stayed with acquaintances, but that couldn't last long. I started sleeping on commuter trains, lying down on the wide passenger benches. You can stretch out on them in full length. To make it easier to get on the trains, I got a job as a ticket inspector. For a while, I checked tickets on the platform, and later I became an inspector on the trains themselves. It was convenient. I could spend most of my time in the warmth and choose when to sleep. Unfortunately, there was a downside: all kinds of people ride those trains, and a sleeping person is easy prey. I was robbed several times while I slept. Sometimes dissatisfied citizens drove me away. I wasn't bothering anyone, but there are people who believe that's how it should be. I didn't argue with them, there was no point. I just looked for another carriage. Sometimes I was driven away by the police or the train driver's assistant, sometimes quite roughly. But at least I didn't freeze.